Hello, I wanted to make a quick video about tips. So anyone that has worked in the industry that receives tips, if you've worked in that industry for a long enough time, they'll tell you that whether you think that you do or you don't, you definitely have direct control over your ability to make tips. So ask yourself, what are the people that are making really good tips? What are they doing to make those tips, right? So I'm involved in one new venture where I've seen that when I've been involved, guests end up leaving larger than average tips. And when I'm not involved, sometimes the people complain that the tips weren't that good. So could it be possible that I randomly got all of the good tipping customers? Maybe, but probably not. They tipped because I made a connection. I put on a show. I performed my job with excellence. And those are some of the things that I want to talk about real quick on how you have control over making better tips. So, as far as making a connection, that's the biggest thing that you can do. And a lot of that is determined by your initial first impression. The first 60 seconds that you meet someone in any interaction that you have with them, they're making the decision, honestly, as to whether or not they're going to tip you well in that first minute. So, what can you do in your initial first impression to make that good connection? You can have a big, happy greeting, right? Direct eye contact. Make some sort of a funny or compassionate connection with them, right? I'll give you an example, right? Maybe you're a server and you say, "Hey, welcome to X. Can I get anyone any drinks?" Or you could come in and say, "Hey, welcome to X. Will we be starting with any wine or beer today, or maybe a margarita for Margarita Mondays?" Right? So those two greetings, right? One was bigger than the other. We made a connection with that initial first impression on the day of the week, having some fun, making it big and exciting, things like that. So after you make that initial first impression, to continue working on making your connection, you have to continue to work on making that connection through your entire interaction with them. And I call that the show. You're putting on a show, right? You're making a connection by putting on that show. So what do? You smile a lot. You laugh a lot. You put on a show, whether or not you believe what it is that you're saying or acting or not, you have to put on an act. You're a showman. You're up on a stage, right? Make sure that you're engaging with them, having fun, cracking jokes wherever you can. Reading that person to see what sort of an interaction they want with you in order to make that connection, right? Be suggestive with them. If you want someone to think that they're going to have a great time, tell them, we're going to have a great time, right? Be suggestive in the things that you say, right? So all of that will help you to make a better connection. And then when, you're in an environment where you have to provide a service, do that service with excellence, right? If you're in a bar environment, make sure that the service is fast, that they're getting good drinks, that there's a clean environment. I mean, when I'm in a bar, I'm wiping the bar all the time to get up water condensation and spills and anything like that. If it's any other service like driving or captain a boat or serving anything in any capacity, right? Perform it with excellence and fun. So if you can make a connection and perform your service with excellence, you do, in fact, have direct control over your average tip, and you will see it significantly increase if you can make these connections, if you can put on a show, if you can have a great first impression, and you can serve and perform your job with excellence. So if you want to do more of this, but you don't really know where to start, pay attention to what the people say and do that are making the great tips, how they interact, the things that they say, how they say them, when they say them, right? Ask questions. I'm sure many people will be more than happy to share what their thoughts are on how they make connections with their people to get better tips. Thank you guys very much for watching. I wish you much success.